So the new Mac Mini is not only the smallest Mac we've ever seen, but it's also the most affordable Mac you can get right now. The only problem is it only comes with a power cable. So for those of you who want to get their hands on a Mac system at an affordable price, but you don't know what else you need to get with it, this video is for you. Now, the first thing, and probably the most important, is this monitor right here. This is the Asus ProArt PA278QV. Yeah, Jay blowing me up, but I am looking at the box because that model number is insane. But this is an amazing display for its price. I picked this up for $200 and it is one of the best displays I've seen in this price range ever. Now, this is made for creators, so we've got really great color accuracy. Now, the resolution isn't crazy. It's a 1440p display, but it is more than good enough at 27 inches. Honestly, it's just a little mind blowing to me how good this is. It's a matte display, so for me, I prefer a glossy display over matte, but in this price range, there is no room to complain. So whether you're a creative or not, this is gonna be a really nice display just because everything looks really clean, the colors pop. Not to mention, if you want to become a creator or someone in the family wants to become a creator at some point, the Mac Mini is great for those beginners, and the screen is gonna be great as well for that. I mean, me personally, I can use this to edit photos, and I know once I'm done, the colors are gonna be represented well, and if I want to publish this anywhere, I know exactly what I'm getting. So it's absolutely great for photo or video editing and even just casual use. Now, the monitor is an absolute essential, and the next absolute essential is a keyboard. So right here we have this keyboard from Keytron. It isn't a full keyboard. You know, there are people who don't like the number pad.
Are you normal? Eh?
You don't like the number pad? Oh, Jay, do you like the number pad?
I don't care.
Okay, I need the number pad. But this is a very affordable keyboard. Gene, you crazy. This is a very...
I'm saying those people are crazy.
Oh, they're crazy. You need a number pad. Okay. Whew. Gene, that's about to lose your job. No, I'm just joking. So this is the Keytron B1 Pro. It's supposed to be like an ultra slim keyboard. What I like about this is that it's very affordable. I believe I paid about $40 for this. And you know, Amazon has like those coupons. So this is a very affordable keyboard. And not only that, it's actually really nice to type on. So for me, I like how soft the keystrokes are. So it feels like you're getting a nice press in, but it isn't loud, and it just won't bother anyone else in the room. It's not obnoxious. So it's nice and slim while still feeling like you have good travel on the keys. And if you want to make extra use out of the keyboard, you can have this connected to like 3 different devices using Bluetooth. There are like a lot of cheap keyboards you can get out there, but Keytron is a brand that, even if you haven't heard of them, take my word for it, they're really solid. Now, the next essential is gonna, of course, be the mouse. Now, you can choose between a mouse or maybe even a trackpad. I personally have to do both. But the mouse is the only other essential you need. So it's pretty much mouse, keyboard, monitor, your Mac Mini, and you're good to go. But right here, we've got this really compact mouse. This is the MX Anywhere 3S. The name kind of speaks for itself. You're supposed to be able to take this thing anywhere, very pocketable, kind of like the Mac Mini. Now for me, I really like using a Logitech mouse. I don't think this is a mouse that I'd recommend to everyone because it is on the smaller side, but to keep things at like a friendly budget, I wanted to go with something that is like Logitech's and their MX line, because those are some of like the best computer peripherals you can get your hands on. So I went with this, but if you have the extra budget, you can get something like the MX Master. And really, that is all you need to get this thing up and running and using it like a normal computer. And the total here between like these 4 items is gonna net you around $900. $900 for one of Apple's newest computers is an absolutely insane deal, because this thing is equipped with the M4 chip, and that gives you a lot of room to do a lot of the everyday things that we wanna do, browsing, word processing, but it has enough power to also let you get into the creative space, not on like this super professional end, but for beginners or people who just want to start taking up the hobby, this is going to be more than enough power. Now, just in case anyone's thinking M4, I can upgrade like my M1 Pro or my M1 Max, you got to remember that the upgrades are all like pretty linear. To put it simply, this is an upgrade from the M1, M2, and M3 chips. But if you're coming from something like the M1 Pro, you're gonna wanna look at M2 Pro, M3 Pro, and higher. All right, so now that we've gone over the essentials to actually use the Mac Mini, let's talk about some extra accessories that enhance the overall experience. Now, if you're on a budget and you pick up the base model, that's fine. I think for everyday users, unless you're storing a ton of photos and videos, if you plan on doing a lot of creative work, chances are you're gonna need a little bit more storage. And if you don't plan on moving this thing, I personally say grab an SSD. So right here, I have one of my favorite SSDs to recommend. That's the Samsung T7 Shield. Not only is this thing super durable, it's more than fast enough even if we wanted to do some video editing from it, but you can also get like about a terabyte of storage for a little bit over $100. It's a much better value to get something like this than upgrading the base model to 512 gigabytes of storage. Trust me, get one of these. So that's how you get a little bit of extra storage. But also I want to talk about these speakers. These are some Sanyon speakers. Listen, I found them on Amazon and they kind of surprised me with how good they are. And I like these because, you know, they've got like a pretty clean standard speaker look. But what's great about this is not only do they sound pretty decent, but you also get some controls on the side of it. So you can control your volume right here. So you can adjust it here, but you also have treble and bass control. So if you want maybe a little bit more thump while you're watching content or just doing anything on your computer, you can tweak it right off the speaker, which is not something you typically see. Not to mention, they just overall sound really solid for the price. I believe I paid a little less than $70 for these, and it's probably the best budget-friendly speaker that I've encountered so far. Honestly, with these, and the 3 essentials, I feel like you get the full package of what you'd want from a desktop computer. But this isn't just any desktop computer, it's a Mac. I'm not gonna lie, the trackpad plays a big role in the Mac operating system. So for me, my standard use is mouse in the right hand, trackpad in the left, and it is just a complete game changer to be able to navigate your screens with your left hand and do all of the clicking and whatever else you need with the right, especially for editing. I'm telling you guys, the trackpad is just a must. It makes getting around the system a lot faster, but it's not completely necessary. You can do all of that kind of stuff with just the mouse. As you get more and more familiar with the Mac operating system, that becomes really useful. But for the regular everyday folk, you're gonna be able to do everything you need to right with your mouse. And what's crazy is that this thing is the second most expensive thing in this setup, behind a monitor. Now, the last thing that you'd probably be missing with the Mac Mini is gonna be a webcam. Now, you can probably grab a cheap webcam online, but you're going to get some really cheap quality too.
All right, hey guys, I'm just testing out the new webcam mic.
But if you do happen to have an iPhone, you can just use this to act as your webcam and have really good quality to go with it. Now, to actually use it, it's just software based, so you can just kind of start it right away. But if you want to use it like your everyday webcam, chances are you're going to need something to mount it to the top of your monitor. So right here, I have a stand from Belkin. It uses MagSafe to get the iPhone right on top of my monitor. This Belkin one's like $50, but Amazon has a lot of cheap options as well. So once you get your iPhone up like this, it's on its mount, go to FaceTime, you hear that little chime, and boom. Now we have a built-in webcam. Well, not built-in, it's not built-in. Actually, we have a webcam with your iPhone. And not to mention, it just looks amazing. Like, this is really great quality. More people should use this. It's so good. But yeah, if you have an iPhone, you can completely get around the fact that this doesn't have a built-in webcam by just mounting it on top of your monitor and just using continuity camera. Honestly, you don't even need a mount. If you could just, I don't know, figure it out with some tape or something, you can make it work. This is probably the cheapest and best way to get a webcam with your Mac Mini.
If you have an iPhone.
If you have an iPhone. Touche. But there you have it, guys. These are the things that you're going to need if you pick up a Mac Mini, and some of the other things you can pick up if you want an overall, fuller, better experience. And if you go with just some of the essentials that we talked about, you're gonna be spending a lot less than something like an iMac. But of course, links are gonna be down below in the description, so you can find everything that we used in this setup. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I thought you were gonna talk about the A1 on the side.
Nobody want a 3D print, Jay. They want the Mac.